Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please welcome to Hare Krishna Africa platform, daily SRIMAD Bhagavatam class. We're happy to announce to you today we are having His Holiness Bhakti DHIRA Damodara SWAMI Maharaj, who will be taking us on the journey this evening in Nigeria. Today we'll be treating SRIMAD Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 2. Today's text is text number 6. So Maharaj, you're welcome. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, if you're ready, I'll put the verse on the screen and then we can start.
Okay. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranitanjana Vaismai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Sapitan Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Siyutapadakam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajiva Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Para Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakama Vitam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namaste Aprakanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Visavana Sutta Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vanchakavi Vyasa Kripa Sundi Jai Vacha Patitanam Pavinabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sridhasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai
Yeah.
Reading from SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, Canto 2, Chapter 2, the Cosmic Manifestation. And the hidden chapter is the Lord in the Heart. Text number 6. Evam swa chitasvata eva siddha atma priyotao bhagavan ananta am niribritu niyataratu bhajeta samsara hetu paramastayatra evam swachitte swata eva siddha atma priyoratu bhagavan ananta am niribritu niyataratu bhajeta samsara hetu paramastayatra evam swachitte swatayeva siddha atma priyoratu bhagavan ananta Pandri Brito Liyatartu Bhajita Samsara Hetu Paramasayatra Evam thus Swachitte in one's own heart Swata by his omnipotency Eva, certainly, Siddha, fully represented, Atma, the super soul, Priya, very dear, Artha, substance, Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, Ananta, eternal, unlimited. Come unto him, Nirvita, being detached from the world. Niyata, permanent. Artha, a supreme gain. Bhajeta, one must worship. Samsara hetu, because of the conditioned state of existence. Uparama, cessation. Cha, certainly. Tetra, in which. Translation and purport by the divine justice of the Vedanta. SWAMI Srila. But being fixed, one must render service unto this soul, situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency. Because he is the almighty personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the ultimate goal of life. And by worshiping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the all-pervading, omnipresent Super Soul. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship him, can worship only him, because he is a substance and not illusion. Every living creature is engaging in the service of something else. A living being's constitutional position is to render service. But in the atmosphere of Maya or illusion, or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. The conditioned soul works in the service of his temporal body, bodily relatives like the wife, and children, and the necessary paraphernalia for maintaining the body and bodily relations, such as the house, land, work, society, and country. But he does not know that all such renderings of service are totally illusory. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like the mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in the desert, although there is no water at all. But because there is no water in the desert, one does not conclude that there is no water at all. The intelligent person knows well that there is certainly water in the seas and oceans, but such vast reservoirs of water are far, far away from the desert. One should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the deserts. Every one of us is searching after real happiness in life, namely eternal life, eternal or unlimited knowledge, and unending blissful life. But foolish people who have no knowledge of the substance search after the reality of life in the illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as the wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsara, or repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. We would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the way. Herein it is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life, namely repetition of birth and death, disease and old age, must take to this process of worshiping the Supreme Lord and not otherwise, as it is also ultimately suggested in the Bhagavad Gita 1865. If we at all want to end the cause of our conditioned life, we must take to the worship of Lord Shri Krishna, who is present in everyone's heart by his natural affection for all living beings, who are actually the parts and parcels of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 1861. A baby in the lap of his mother is naturally attached to the mother, and the mother is attached to the child. But when the child grows up and becomes overwhelmed by circumstances, he gradually becomes detached from the mother, although the mother always expects some sort of service from the grown-up child and is equally affectionate towards her child, even though the child is forgetful. Similarly, because we are all part and parcel of the Lord is always affectionate to us, and he always tries to get us back to God. But we, the conditioned souls, do not care for him and run instead after the illusory bodily connections. We must therefore extricate ourselves from all illusory connections of the world and seek reunion with the Lord, trying to render service unto him because he is the ultimate truth. Actually, We are hankering after him as a child seeks the mother. And to set out the supreme pursuit of Godhead, we need not go anywhere else, because the Lord is within our hearts. This does not suggest, however, that we should not go to the places of worship, because the Lord, namely the temples, churches, and mosques. Such holy places of worship are also occupied by the Lord, because the Lord is omnipresent. For the common man, these holy places are centers of learning about the science of God. When the temples are devoid of activities, the people in general become uninterested in such places. And consequently, the mass of people gradually become godless. A godless civilization is the result. Such a healthy civilization artificially increases the conditions of life, and existence becomes intolerable for everyone. The foolish leaders of a godless civilization try to devise various plans to bring about peace and prosperity in a godless world under a patent trademark of materialism. And because such attempts are illusory only, the people elect incompetent, blind leaders, one after another. One who are incapable of offering solutions. If we want at all to end this anomaly of a godless civilization, we must follow the principles of revealed scriptures, like the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, and follow the instruction of a person like Sri Sukadev Goswami, who has no attraction for material gain. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 6 of SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, Canto 2, Chapter 2, entitled The Lord in the Heart. We want to thank all the devotees for being here and wanting to hear what Krishna and his pure devotees has for us. So, Sukadeva Goswami said, thus, being fixed, one must render service unto the super soul, situated in one's own heart by his omnipresence. Thus, being fixed means he has been speaking about something before this verse. So, those of you who are following should know it's a continuation. So, thus, being fixed is from the past verses he has been speaking, directing us how to fix our mind on the super soul. So this verse is talking about what must already reach that stage of fixing our mind on the super soul, particularly for a yogi who have been successful in fixing the mind on the soul, on the super soul, which begins from the lotus feet. We search the Lord beginning from the lotus feet, because the lotus feet of Krishna, it has something which is is not purchased in the market. The lotus field of Krishna produces honey. This is not the honey we have in the market. The honey we have, you can buy in the market if it is a pure honey, which is very rare also these days. Very rare to get pure honey. That honey will cure our eye problem. It will cure ear problem. It will cure stomach problem. It will cure unhealed wounds. Very painful to put it. Painful to apply it there, but it will dry it up. And many other things the honey can do. Tooth problem. Put honey there, pain will go faster than our normal medicine. And if there are worms, because in the worms, the worms will come out. So our material honey can do that. But the honey which is coming from the lotus feet of Krishna, it does a greater thing than this ordinary honey. What is that? It will cure the heart. It will remove the disease of the heart. Griti Roga. This honey from the lotus feet of Krishna cures that disease completely. So the yogis begins worshiping Krishna, meditating on Krishna from lotus feet, because that is where everything begins. The success of our life begins from the lotus feet of Krishna, taking shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM begins from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That is the beginning. You're taking shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. And then the heart becomes cleansed. As the heart is getting cleansed, our meditation will be rising as we continue to grow. As we continue to take this honey, the disease are being destroyed. So we are making progress and the heart becomes fixed. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying here, thus being fixed, one will do what? One will do what? We go to school to get trained on the profession. So after one is trained on the particular field, you have your certificate to prove that you have been trained and you have the qualification. What do? We don't keep our certificate back. We go to look for a job to do what we have been practicing a long time. So after we have perfected our life by practicing Krishna consciousness and by attaining the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, by attaining the Krishna, then that is when the real thing begins. That is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Devotional service begins at this stage. When the Sarvapadi or the party, when all the parties and Nirmala, all the parties are completely free, that is the beginning of devotional service. Meaning what? At this stage, our activities give Krishna pleasure. Apprentice does not feel happy because it's a rough, not refined life, not refined activity. Refined activity when one has perfected what you're being. And that's the stage of bhakti. When you say Hare Krishna, Lord Krishna enjoys it. And you feel the tears coming from the eyes. That is professional chanting. That is pure chanting. When the name Krishna is sounded, immediately the tears come from the eyes. That is perfection. That stage, those being fixed. At that stage, At that stage, everybody is satisfied, and we are satisfied. To get to that stage, one must be completely devoid of criticizing devotees. One must be 100% devoid to get to that stage. We want to go to that stage of pure Prem Nam Sankirtan. One must be devoid of propensity to criticize others, to blaspheme others, especially devotees. That is a process. And one must have a unflinching faith in the word of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So, the being fixed, one must render service. So, at this stage, one does not have to run here and there, because the super soul is already there. The Navigators say, one who have attained this stage, the super soul is already rich. We have reached the super soul. So, after attaining super soul, there is nothing else. Because Lord Krishna is the master of Prema. So when one attains Prema, we don't look for anything else. There is nothing to be looked for. Everything is there.
Sorry, Maharaj, we have muted the person.
So yes, because he is the Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited, he is the ultimate goal of life. So yes, Krishna is the ultimate goal, and by worshiping him, one can end the cause of the conditions to the existence. At the end. So Prabhupada started the purpose as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 1861. Ishwara Sarva Bhutana Hridesara Tishtati. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesara Hridha. Arjuna Tishtati. Arjuna Tishtati. Tishtati. Krishna reside. Krishna reside in the heart. The Supreme Lord is sitting in the heart. The heart of the yogis? No. He said here, Sarva Bhutanam. It's not Bhutani, it is Bhutanam. Here is plural. Means all living entities. Krishna is sitting in the heart. All living entities. Brahmayana Sarva Bhutanam Jantra Rudani. We are sitting on the machine of this body. We are sitting on the machine of this body. And what is propelling the machine of this body? Arudhani Maya. The illusory energy of Krishna motivates this body, is pushing this body to function. The body is going on, the machine is going on. The machine cannot be operated without its master, without the living entity. So this machine given to us by material energy is working because of the presence of the soul and the super soul. Yes. So the super soul is sitting here in all bodies, in all bodies, the super soul is sitting along with the jiva. So to do what? As a witness. Anumanta Upadrasta. Anumanta. Location witnesses all our activities. Lord Krishna witnesses all our activities, all our activities, all to gross and subtle. Krishna witnesses everything. He is all pervading. Sarvam Abritya Tishtati. He is all pervading. He exists in everything. Vasudev, one who pervades everything, one who exists in everything. Everything. That means he knows everything. Everything means everything. There's nothing which is outside Krishna. There's nothing. Everything is inside Krishna. And everything is inside Krishna. And Krishna is also outside everything. That is Krishna. He's inside everything and outside of everything. It's inside Antara Bahir. It's inside. It's also outside. Yeah, because he's everything. It's everything. He's everything, not like in Mayavadi. He's everything. Everything belongs to him. It comes out from him. Everything. So he's everything. And not everything is him. Not everything. He's still separate. So the super soul is all pervading, omnipresent. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship only him because he is the substance and not illusion. Substance. Substance means real. It is real. It is tangible. You can feel it. It's an object. You can feel it. It's tangible. Substance. And it's the basis. It's the basis. Yes, the substance. You can feel something. That is Krishna. He is not illusion. He's not illusion. People say, how do you know? How do you know he's existing? How do you know Krishna is there? The common sense, which is not common. Common sense. We have never seen anything which is just automatically just going on like that without the control. We have not seen one day that the sun was late. Will you see? The sun is late one day. Or Yamaraj is late 1 second, not even day, a second, a moment. Yamaraj is late. Have you seen one day? All seasons are late. Someone is controlling it. You will see that the sun, even if there is cloud, the sun will see there moving. Nothing can stop it. The cloud can be there, but the sun is also there. That is there. So there is nothing which is moving without the control. And the supreme controller is Krishna, from whom all other so-called controllers are taking their shelter. They're taking their knowledge. They're taking the power to exist. That is Krishna. So a yogi searches for Krishna. And after getting that, he does not have to do anything else but to worship. Krishna is not illusion. It's not the myth. It's real. See how everything is working. Everything is working in order. Everything is working in order. We can do so many things, but we have limitation. And Krishna is doing everything without limitation. Yes. All our whatever we manufacture here, if you manufacture a cell phone, the cell phone cannot produce another cell phone. Krishna has created a machine that produces another machine by itself. It doesn't have to come and start the monitoring and see how it will. It is working. That is Krishna. He is not limited to anything, but we are limited to everything. Everything. We are limited to everything. Do you see what is happening behind you? Huh? But the Lord Krishna said what? Sarvatas Akshi Shira Bukam. That is, he is everywhere. He is everywhere. Besides everywhere. It's everywhere. Not only that, the sun is also doing the same thing. Prabhupada say, wherever you go, ask where is the sun? It says on your head. So if the sun is doing that, an energy of Krishna, What about the Supreme Lord himself, who is the master of the sun, that is the wedding? That is Krishna's position. So it is not illusion. It is not, it is real. Krishna is real and it's functioning. Things are working. Mahabharata, yesterday he told us, a greedy Brahmana, who is not a Brahman, is greedy. He was passing with his associate one day and he saw Gulab Jamun by a ghost worship. Like in Africa, you know, in the junction you see is also, not only in India, in Africa, so in the 3 junctions, especially 3 junctions. It's a T junction. It's very powerful. You can do so many things. So this is a ghost worshiper. He has worshipped his ghost, and the Gulab Jamun he used to worship, he placed it there at the 3 junction. So these greedy Brahman are coming. A Brahman who's supposed to know the scripture, he does not know the scripture. To understand that nothing happened without a cause. He saw the Gulab Jamun and says, oh Krishna, just see how this Gulab Jamun is waiting for us. Gulab Jamun cannot be waiting for you. Somebody has placed it there. But being greedy, that is the problem with greed. You lost intelligence. He didn't consider that yesterday it was not there. Today it is there. Somebody must have put it there. He didn't consider being greedy and not having the scriptural understanding. Yeah, greedy is a big disease. And it's a gate, one of the 3 gates leading to hell. So he ate this Gulab Jamun with his associate. And yesterday said in their next slide they became ghosts. When they went to Yamaraj said, you are not a Brahmana, you are Brahmana in name only. So your next life is ghost. And not just being a ghost, you are a ghost in the desert. It is punishment. It's punishment. Ghost is already punished, it's a punishment. You cannot eat when you're hungry, you can't drink when you're thirsty, they're always very angry. Now they are going to stay at the desert. Punishment. Those who live at the desert, they are punished. Karma. Heavy karma. It's karma. Proper give example here. Mirage. There's no water. So when you stay at the desert, who will you get there? It's always suffering. So this man, this greedy man, he and his associate, they became God. So nothing happened without it. Everything is done by somebody. Someone is behind everything. Just you should know this, that everything is happening not by chance. Everything happening by arrangement. Arrangement, things are working by arrangement. Things are perfectly done. Nature is doing that. Krishna produced a machine. The machine is producing other machines. Without Krishna personally coming to do it. So there is a cause of everything. Everything. And Krishna is that substance that is making everything to become meaningful. If the soul a mighty aircraft like a bus, it's mighty. And it's flying 30 kilometers above the sea level. Huh? With the heavy load, it's floating. But what is floating that? Is it as big as that aircraft? What is the size of a soul? It's floating that. So what do we think the supreme person who is unlimited times greater than that? It's a common sense that we want to have. Every living entity is engaging in the service of something else. And that cannot be avoided. We cannot avoid doing something. We must do something. Either we are doing something for Maya or we are doing something for Krishna. But doing something everybody is doing. Whatever we are doing could be Maya, could be Krishna, but we are doing something. Those are very fortunate, they will do something for Krishna. A living being's constitutional position is to render service, but in the atmosphere of Maya, or illusion, or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. That is our problem. That is our disease. That is our disease. Instead of serving Krishna, look at the whole world. The whole world is mad after illusion. What is happening? The whole world, all directions, you look, all directions. Madness after illusion. We are chasing shadows, preparing our way to hell. This is what people are working, very busy to go to hell. We are not working so hard to go to Krishna. But when there is time for us to work hard to Krishna, we are very lazy. When it is time for us to work hard to go to hell, we are very, very enthusiastic. We work very hard to go to hell. I tell somebody, my friend, what is it you are doing? Take to Krishna. How are you to tell me that? I'm independent. I know what to do. Yes, we know what to do. What we know to do is to prepare our way to hell without fail. That is our advancement. So, Sukadeva Goswami, a conditioned soul works in the service of his temporary bodily relations, like the wife and children, and are necessary for a familiar for maintaining the body and bodily relations, such as the house, land, world, society, and country. But he does not know that all such rendering of service are totally illusory. If you go to old age home today, it is increasing. Old age home. Why old age home is increasing? They don't have children. Old age people, they don't have children. They have children, they have worked so hard, very, very hard. Sleepless nights. You know? Heavy problem, anxiety, unlimited, all directions. I know how I suffered my own from my own experience. I suffered dead night alone in the rain. He is carrying me here and there for treatment. Yes, from experience. That is all. But I didn't put her the old age one. That is the only thing. But today, people are having, the parents are going to old age home. Old age home. It is increasing. The person whom you have worked so hard, tolerating all kinds of miseries. When you need them, they're not there. They're not there. They are all, even when they are still there in the house, even when they are still there in the house, the daughter is in a room there with the computer, the son is there with the computer, the mother is there with the computer, the father is there with the computer. Divided family. Where is the family? So His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj said, we have sacrificed community for communities. This is a practical thing. Computer has divided the family. From computer to cell phone, from cell phone to video. Family is divided. Working illusion. That is what is happening. And we are thinking, yes, I'm working very hard. I'm working very hard. We are working very hard for what? For what? People who are not going to be there for you when indeed they them the most. Is that illusion or reality? Is that human to do like that? Animals are not doing the same thing. What is so important? The pigs, they produce 12 children at a time. And they don't have an old age home. They don't have. It's only useless human beings that ungrateful people that have the old age home. Somebody who has worked so hard for you, carrying you in the womb for 9 months. waist pain, speed, like baby will pass through inside your body. Spend a lot of money in the school. They get pregnant also in the school. While you are spending so much, but this illusion is going on. And people are mad after it. They don't see any reason. So Shukadev Goswami is speaking. Prabhupada is speaking. Directly. He's speaking. Yes, this illusion must stop. This illusion must stop. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like a mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in the desert, although there is no water at all. So in this material world, there's no happiness. Can we say there's no happiness? Are we not drinking alcohol? We are having sex. There's no enjoyment. Can we say we're not happy? We're eating palatable food, delicious food. You're enjoying. Is it not enjoyment? Is it not true? Are we not enjoying? Huh? No enjoyment? Can you say the no enjoyment? Professor exactly this.
We are enjoying. We are enjoying very well.
We are enjoying.
Yes, they think we are joking.
You can go to the supermarket and purchase at the weekend. You can go and purchase varieties of things at the house. And yes, the sweet wife is there to prepare delicious food and eat to the full satisfaction and belch, the sign of satisfaction. Yeah, that's enjoyment. That's enjoyment. But if one give you a drop of water in the desert, a drop of water, or is a handful of water in the desert? Is it not water? Will you be satisfied with that? Can you say you have to drink water? Or can you say you didn't drink water? You cannot say you didn't drink water. So you drank water, but are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? After eating so much with scientific kitchen, scientific spoons, and everything very sophisticated with all that, and you end up in hospital. That's enjoyment. GBC, that's enjoyment. In the hospital, that's enjoyment.
Maharaj, it's a wonderful enjoyment. We are enjoying it. They think we are joking.
After your scientific eating, everything perfectly prepared and delicious, and then you eat all that with, not with the finger, with the spoon and fork. And then you go to the hospital to take big money before you die. Big money before you die. I know somebody who has gone to the hospital. The wife spent 5 years in coma. The hospital, 5 years in coma. That is small money. After that, before she died, after 5 years before the woman died, in coma. Is not enjoyment? That's enjoyment? Yes. You can say, but is it everybody in the coma like that? Not everybody. Yes, it's not everybody. That is her own. What about our own? Look at the misery we are internally going through. Who is happy in this material? You can show me your teeth, but the heart is also showing like that. It's a heart is smiling. I'm showing your teeth.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, according to the karma of the living entity, we enjoy and we suffer according to our karma.
Yes. Yes. That enjoyment, it is illusion. That what we call enjoyment is illusion. Actually, illusion is to entice us to continue to stay longer in the material, thinking that, yes, I'm making it. I'm making it. What we say enjoyment, what is that? We have killed thousands of other living entities for our enjoyment. That's enjoyment. So many other living entities have died. That's enjoyment. Eh? By the time we finish that, Maharaj will show the record for us. Maharaj will show the record. See your enjoyment, Mr. Enjoyment. See how many chicken you have killed, how many goats, how many varieties of animals. See your enjoyment. See your record. That's enjoyment. That's the we say it's enjoyment. Solution. So we should listen to what our children are saying. It is illusion. What you say is enjoyment is illusion because we are creating hell for ourselves. Killing our body, destroying our body because all the things we say enjoyment is all junk food. They're not necessary for the body. Even to have a decent life, those things are not suitable for human consumption. But we are loading them to our body and say it's enjoyment. How is it enjoyment? It is suffering, punishment. So real enjoyment is in Krishna consciousness when you can take rasagula.
Susukam katum vayam.
Yes, that is enjoyment. That is enjoyment, not illusion. So we should listen to acharyas. It is then we can understand exactly what is illusion, what is reality. And by following this, as I said, one should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the desert. What is that? Let us search for Krishna. We should search for Krishna in Krishna consciousness, not outside Krishna consciousness, because we cannot buy it with money. Even if you have the money, you cannot buy it. We should not look for happiness in material world. We cannot get it here because it's not here. We can get it only with Krishna. That is where we should, intelligent persons should go. We should Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. Look up to the Supreme Personality of God. We should look up to that. We should search. We should go for it. This is called illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsara, or repetition of birth, old age and disease. We would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the way. Herein is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life, namely repetition of birth and death, disease and old age, must take to this process of worshiping the Supreme Personality of God and not others. That is also ultimately suggested in Bhagavad Gita 1865. Man mana baba man bhakto man yadi mam namaskuru. Man beba isha si sachamte preto genesi. Preto genesi mo priyosini. Fatija de priya. Me. So this is the destination of pedagogy. It's the destination. Man mana. This is Krishna. Krishna said what? Be mindful. Be mindful. Be conscious of me. Be conscious. So it's a direction. Krishna is giving us the direction. If you want to have a healthy life, Krishna is giving a direction. Then be mindful about me. Don't engage your mind in anything else. Engage your mind in thinking of me. You think of me. And person who thinks about Krishna is a devotee, man bhakta. Man yaji. So worship of Krishna and Maskuru, offering obeisances to Krishna. This is the request. This is the request. It's a request, Krishna. If we are not offering obeisances to Krishna, we are not becoming Krishna's bhakta. We are not worshiping Lord Krishna. We are doing what we are violating Krishna's instruction. Anyone who is not in Krishna consciousness is an offender. We are offending Krishna by not obeying his instruction. Krishna is giving instruction here. And if you don't take to Krishna, if you don't follow this, we are violating Krishna's law. A criminal has to be punished. Prabhupada said, one who is a thief and sinful cannot be happy. So we are thieves and sinful by disobeying the Krishna. So we shouldn't be surprised that we are suffering in this material world because we are deviants. Therefore, Prabhupada said we should follow what Krishna is telling us here, and then we become successful. It will be successful. This human body is meant for that, to help us to become successful. It's a chance for success in this human body. This will help us become successful. Taking to Krishna consciousness, perfect our life, help others, and to become devotees, and then go back to God. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. Always loaded. We are appreciative for the wealth of knowledge you shared with us. And, several take-homes from the lecture. We should be mindful of not making offenses, because an offender, we have to drop all the upadis. And one has to be able to free himself from all of these offenses for him to be able to experience bhakti. You ended that well when you talked about how we all are offender, or whoever is not serving Krishna is an offending person. Thank you very much for the lecture, Maharaj. So dear devotees, it is a Q&A session, question and answer. So if anyone asks a question or comment, please kindly use the hand emoji or directly raise your hand. We'll permit you to ask a question. Kusha Prabhu, please kindly unmute.
Kusha Maharaj, my humble obeisances.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And my question is, when people are not Krishna conscious, and they don't know they have to be in Krishna consciousness, and they don't know they are an offender, are they really an offender when they are in ignorance?
I think if I remember carefully, not even devotees. I think it's wise people. They said, "Had I known, it's a fool. Had I known, it's a foolish person. Why you don't know?" That is a common thing. And then back to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said that ignorance is not an excuse. I have a perfect example of Manduka Muni. Manduka Muni was pierced by arrow. He was falsely accused of being a gang leader. He said meditating in the forest. He doesn't know anything about it, stealing. But one day, by providence, two thieves went to city to steal. And when they were chasing them, they ran and came and entered his ashram. And he was not in the court. He was outside doing his meditation outside. The thieves entered his ashram. Unknown to him, he was in meditation. And the police caught them and went to report to the king that this man, these people, they have their leader who is pretending to be a sage in the forest. He became very angry. How can that? Go and bring him. Say they arrested him and brought him. Say, give him a punishment. They pierced his body. But because he's a sage, he went to Yamaraj and asked Yamaraj, "Why did you do this?" So Yamaraj said, "Go to bring the record." Bring the file. When the file was brought, then he showed it to him. See, anyway, little child, you take pleasure in shooting the grasshoppers with a straw. That is why this happened to you. He became very angry. Something I did as a child, I don't know anything. You putting me so severe like this for something I did as a child. Yeah, you did as a child, but you have done something. The entities which we need to pain on them, they didn't feel the pain because we did in ignorance. They felt the pain, so we are responsible. So, Yamara said, no, my brother, you're an offender. This is what you did, so you have to pay for it. Anyway, he cursed Yamara, but he has been punished for that. So ignorance is not an excuse. We will pay dearly for everything. Another example, Prabhupada gave is fire. If a child touches fire without knowing, the fire will not show this is a baby. This fire will burn because of the nature. So we are in the material world, the prison house, whatever happens here, we have to feel it. We cannot say we are. So whatever we do here, we will pay for it, and we are paying for it. So
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tribhuvan Prabhu, please, can you unmute?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Maharaj, accept my obeisances.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the class and welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is a comment?
Maharaj, actually, I have no question. I just, I thought of greeting you. Welcome and thank you for the class also.
Oh, thank you very much. We are waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tribhuvan Prabhu, for recognizing that. Anadi Nidanam Prabhu, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, please, I beg to offer my humble obeisance.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah. Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj, in regards to Kusha Prabhu's question, hence the answer, I would like to know at what point, according to Vedic knowledge, that we can say this guy is no more a child. Because I quite remember I read something somewhere that can be detailed that from age 1 up to 14, whatever that person might do in a sinful way will not be recognized. And hence here you are saying that someone pierced the eye of her. And hence, when those armed robbers entered Yashram, he was catch in addition to those armed robbers. And hence, since he's a stage, he went to Yamaraj and he cursed Yamaraj. So my question here is, at what point can we say this guy is no longer a child? Here in Ghana, I learned up to 18 years, you are punishable by law. That is Ghana. So I would like to know vedically, at what point can we say this guy or this child is no longer a child? And hence, why is it that if it is like that, that even when you are a child, you are not ignorant of anything, why is it that we can't give initiation to any child which is ready to take initiation or to take a diksha? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Yes. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in Bhagavatam, Prahlad was 5 years. At that age, he shouldn't be punished. But his father wanted to punish him at that age of 5. And I also remember in Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate the prasadam a visiting Brahmana was offering to his Gopal deity. And Jagat Mishra became very, very furious and wanted to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Brahmana stopped him and he said, Mishra, you are a learned scholar and you're supposed to know that we give a punishment to a person when he can understand. But at this age, the person cannot discriminate from good and bad. So what is the use of punishing a child when he cannot distinguish what is wrong, what is bad? Punishment is given only when the person has grown up to do it, to understand. So there's no need for you to do this. After all, you are a Brahmana, you are an person. So you shouldn't do this. So that is what is in the scripture. That is, the children are not punished because they have not developed the intelligence to discriminate yet. But you think that because they don't have the discriminative intelligence yet, if they touch fire, the fire will also say the same thing. You think fire will say the same thing? Oh, this is a baby. It doesn't have intelligence now that fire can burn. So now you're not burn. You think fire will not do that? The fire will not do that. The fire will burn because of the nature. Or if the baby fall inside the water, oh, I should not take the baby because it doesn't know. I have current. I can take the baby. You don't need to act. That is the nature's way. That is the nature's way. If you do something sinful, you will pay for it. It's punishable. Yes, socially speaking, yes, you're saying in Ghana, other places is 16 or 18. When you're 18, then you are adult. So you can decide what you want to do. So, 18. So that is there socially. But if you do something wrong, you punish.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the beautiful answer. And I didn't know, Prabhu, I think that's your answer. Okay. Mother Gail, please kindly unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you. Yes, I am, and I've always had trouble with this fire, analogy or example. I mean, where a fire will not excuse a child just because he's a child. And so, how do we understand that Krishna, who is supremely merciful, can bear to see a child suffer like this out of ignorance? And even if a person is not so, I don't know, how is it that supremely merciful Krishna can tolerate? I mean, we ourselves cannot tolerate to see such severe suffering among each other. So I'm just wondering, how is it that Krishna is able to do this, to tolerate seeing it, having nature have her way like this? I don't know.
I see good concern, good reasoning. A responsible person will not feel happy seeing anyone in difficulty. No responsible person feels happy to see anyone suffering. And you see that with pure devotees, they can't tolerate our suffering, therefore they can take any risk to preach. So if devotees can do that, what about the Supreme Lord himself? How Krishna will be feeling, seeing us suffering the way we're suffering? How can Krishna tolerate our suffering like this? It is a good way to feel the thing. You can understand it in this way. Here in Nigeria, some years ago, I remember one is a responsible gentleman, and he has name in the community. He has name. He has many children. He loved them very nicely. He discovered one of his sons took to robbery, which is a shame to him for stealing. It's a shame, it's a disgrace to him. He's an irresponsible person. He's known and it's a disgrace for a decent, responsible person that his child is a robber. He personally went to the police to report, and they got the boy arrested. And he told them they should kill the boy. They killed the boy, but he cried. He cried. Was he pretending? No. It is not a pretension. I hope you understand. It's not a pretension. He knows that what he's doing, it is painful, but he has to do that to help the child. Because what the child is doing is wrong. It is our situation. Our situation is like this, that we are acting improperly. And Krishna wants to rectify it. Therefore, it is Krishna who has given permission to Mahamaya and Yogmaya to take care of the way things are happening. So though it is painful to him, he has to allow us to pay for what sinful activities we're doing so we can get rectified and change. So Krishna doing this may seem that he is heartless, but actually it is what is happening. He is painfully punishing us for our own rectification. And that is the real reason for punishment. Punishment was meant for rectification. That's the original idea. I will get rectified when we are punished. We come to our senses to say, why am I suffering like this? And be able to stop it. Does it make sense?
Well, Maharaj, I'm thinking of specific cases. For example, I know of one case, a very small child. She fell onto an hot oven door, right? And both her arms got third-degree burns, right? And of course, we can think of countless other torturous experiences that small children have to undergo. And you can't help but wonder, how is this experience of these small children and even infants, how is that teaching them anything? You know, what could they be learning from such experiences? You know, I mean, I know that we're souls, we're not the body, but, you know, souls in these small bodies, they only have so much capacity to process their experiences. So I'm wondering how Krishna is thinking that, you know, such living entities are learning any lesson at all from this.
Yes, Mataji. Now the soul is in the child's body, but do you know what this child have been before this time? You know what the child have been doing before this time, or having this baby body? You think this is the first time the child is coming to this world?
No.
Yes, that's the point. We have been living life, and everything we have been doing accumulated to this to to the experience we are having at the present moment. So Krishna does not make mistakes. We have forgotten. One day I was in the bus, and I saw a person who is sitting with me, at the same side with me. A beggar came by and he gave the beggar something. So I look at him and I said, my friend, can you give me something also? He said, why? I said, you're very charitable, you give something to him. So don't you see, he's a deformer. You are okay. What is it? I said, my friend, you know why he's like this? If you know that this person, because he killed your father in your past life, that is why nature put in there. Will you give him this money? You give, yeah, I will kill him. So you see, that's the problem. There's a problem that we don't know what have been following us from behind to the present situation we are having now. But Krishna knows completely. Now he's a child. So we are feeling like this. What of the time when he was not a child or she was not a child? Once he has a mature body and look at the activities the person has performed, we will not think like this. We have forgotten the past. That's why we are thinking like this. So it is better for us to know the history of every person before we can know exactly what to say. Otherwise, we also make mistakes.
Mhm. Okay,
Thank you.
Maharaj. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Maharaj.
this question.
Thank you, Maharaj.
I have thought of that, but you know, when it's so hard to not slip into Maya when it comes to small children and babies.
Yeah, either small children or big child, it is the same thing. We are paying for what we have done. Krishna cannot be so heartless that he just treats somebody like that. That is not Krishna. It's not. That is why I said this man, he painfully did what he did to his child. He felt bad, but he has to do it to remove this contamination. That's the way to help the child. For example, if your child is a drug addict in a house and you are a responsible person, will you tolerate that in a house? The person to continue doing this? If you really love the person, you can say, excuse me, I cannot allow you to do this here. You can do it outside, but not here. If you really love the person, it will be painful to as a child to leave them, but it's better to treat the child like that than to leave the child there in a house to continue to do such an abomination.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for the answer to Mother Girl's question. So, Maharaj, in essence, if I understand what you're saying, could we just say that we should look at situations that happen around us on the transcendental platform, that the living entity, the one who abuses the body, is neither a baby or adult, is not old or young. So should we see it like that, that actually no one is a child, no one is an adult? Yes,
this is a vision we should have. Why the Avanti Brahmana is in Bhagavatam? Avanti Brahmana is in Bhagavatam, and every sannyasi is giving his mantra. That's the mantra. His mantra is given to every sannyasi. Nobody is responsible for my suffering, not the demigod, not the ancestors, not my forefathers, not the community, not the person who is taking away my bead from my hand, not the person who is spitting on my food to eat. Nobody is responsible. I am responsible for what has happened. So he was very peaceful and satisfied. Yet he was qualified so that his mantra became a mantra for those who are taking some.
Thank you, Maharaj. Govinda Prabhu, please, and unmute. Ask the question.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to you. All glory to Gurudev. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. All glory to the assembled devotees.
Yeah.
Maharaj, I have two questions. The first question is in regards to this ongoing discussion. Can we conclude that if a living entity qualifies to have a human form, that is where the reaction of his activities begins. Whether one is a child or an adult, because as a child, is very innocent, just like animals. The animals, they live by instinct, and so therefore they are not judged. But a child is also live by instinct because his intelligence is not developed. And so he cannot decide what is right and what is not. And that's why the child can just put his hand in a fire. An adult, a grown-up person with intelligence will not do that. But nature will not spare him because he's a child. An animal can also jump into fire. Nature will not spare him. So, I mean, we can go on and on like that, but can we then conclude that once the reaction begins when he or nature offers him a human form of life? And that's the first question. And my second question is that I would like you to instances. In the course of your lecture, you made mention of the importance of offering obeisances to Krishna. And if one does not, then he's actually looking for problem. And so can you expatiate on that? The importance of offering obeisances. I know it's a respect, giving respect to Krishna, even on a human level, if you offer respect to a senior, you feel good and you can also be pardoned, and that senior can also protect you in many ways, just because you are offering respect to him. So, as such, that obeisance is a sign of respect to the senior. That comes along with offering obeisance. I mean, talking about the spiritual benefit that comes along with offering obeisances to the Lord. And are there any samples of those who offered obeisances to the Lord in the scriptures and that they were protected many ways by the Lord because they offered obeisances? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your questions. Yes, in all species of life, our activities are recorded there by nature. And then when we take the human form, then we start getting the reaction of all the things we have been doing. The human form of life, you will experience all of them. And then for the second part of the question, obeisances is something more than what we understand. It says, as to give an example, there's so many examples. One, let me start from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Swami explains that by offering obeisances, we get our sins destroyed. So, not just ordinary thing to offer obeisances. Our sins are destroyed. That's the importance of offering obeisances. And I heard from His Grace, Shruti Kritipavu, his own experience. He was speaking from Chaitanya Charitamrita on this verse, and he started telling us his own experience. That when he was serving the Prabhupada, the tradition we have in that time, when we come before the spiritual master for obeisance. If you are living, you offer obeisance. That tradition we are having before. Because they carry it to us and we are following. This day it doesn't happen. But he said, when he is serving the prasada, so he has to go to the kitchen to take the chapati fresh. So he offers obeisance when he's going, he offers obeisance when he comes. He did that a few times and he noticed that Prabhupada didn't say anything. So he was wondering, Prabhupada is seeing me like this and not saying anything. Is not too much? Prabhupada didn't say anything. He allowed him to continue doing that. He was doing that continuously. Then he finally discovered that, yes, by this, it is not the person we are offering obeisances to that is the problem, that is the issue. The issue that it is for we. The pure devotees have put themselves in a way to help us do the right thing so we can get purified. So when we offer obeisances, it is we are getting purified, not the pure devotees are getting purified by obeisances. It is we who get purified. So we do it, and you'll see in the beginning of this, the discussion we started from the Bhagavatam began from obeisances. That is the beginning. Offering obeisances to begin everything because it is auspicious. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Keshava Kashmir was defeated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the next day he came to meet Chaitanya, he offered full obeisances, something he did not do the previous day. Chaitanya would say, "Oh, it is you. Why are you doing this? Please don't do this. You're a famous, powerful person. Don't do like this." He said, "No, I have to do it so I can obtain your blessing, your mercy." So obeisances invoke blessings upon us. And in Mahabharata, in yesterday, he gave a beautiful story. He said, remember when that demon was in the forest and set the forest on fire. So they were a living entity. Particularly, there was a bird who had just laid eggs, and the eggs were just recently hatched, and the baby birds were there. And the fire was consuming everything in the forest was consumed by fire. But the baby bird is still very, very tender. They cannot fly. So their mother was serious anxiety. How is she going to protect the babies? When the fire was coming, consumed everything, the fire was coming. When the fire came very close, it became imminent that they're going to be consumed. And the bird was helpless. So the baby bird told the mother, "Please go." Painfully, she asked, how will I go see my baby like this? The baby said, "Just go, just go." So the mother bird flew away. When Agni came very close to them, all of them offered obeisances to Agni. And Agni cut off that very place with that's the only thing that was not consumed by Agni. Agni cut off that area and left them and went and consumed every other thing. At the end, the mother bird came and was shocked to see that her baby was saved. So the baby bird asked them, this from Maharaj, what a miracle. What mantra did you chant? What did you do to Agni that he spared your life? Agni finished everything. Everything was consumed. Only you were left. What did you do? So the baby bird said, there is no thing any weird than obeisances. We simply offer obeisances to Agni. When you offer obeisances, it has a great potency that you will not be harmed even if you do that to demon, the demon will not kill you. That is yesterday from Maharaj. And also there's another one. In the BHAGAVATAM. He's a person with a Sankachuda and Lord Shiva. Beautiful, I like it. I like it. When I'm telling the person about Tulsi Devi, this is Tulsi Devi person. Before Tulsi Devi got married. You know, after her marriage, and to Sankachuda. Sankachuda is a very powerful demon because he's a cowhead boy who came from Goloka. And he was cursed by Srimati Radharani, so he became a demon. In India, there is a temple which Tulsi Devi appeared, Jaladhar. So we are going to go and visit this time. I'm going to India. We're going to visit there. So Jaladhara is Sankachuda, cowhead boy, one of the 12 principal cowhead boys. Srimati Radharani cursed him, so he became a demon. And he got married to Tulsi Devi. So he was so powerful that he conquered the whole world and seized the demigods' homes and things. And they were very disturbed and went to Lord Shiva to complain to Shiva. So Lord Shiva promised he's going to help them. So Lord Shiva sent a messenger to go and tell him that he should release a demigod's thing back to them. Sankachuda said, no, I'm not going to do that. Lord Shiva said, okay, then I will fight. He said, yes, no problem, to fight. You see, if I beat you to be disgraced, Sankachuda said, yeah, I know you are mad. I will not be ashamed if you defeat me. Everybody knows you are mad. But if I defeat you, that will be a big problem, and that will be very. but it's all right for me. It's all right for me. I will not go back with you. I would like to fight with you, he said. They fought, yeah. It was a terrible battle, very sweet. I'm not going to be beaten. And so they fought. One side, Lord Shiva, Mother Kali, his wife, Ganesh and Kartikeya, they were on the side with the demigods. The other side, the Sankachuda were the bloodthirsty demons who are ready for that is their enjoyment. It was a terrible battle. So one day, Sankachuda and Bhadrakali became face to face. They were fighting. It was a terrible battle. I'm not also going to the details. So at the point, they were demonstrating the abilities of the world. Very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Sankachuda knew he's a woman, so he was not fighting to kill her. He wasn't fighting to defend himself. So Bhadrakali took advantage of that and released the Vishnu weapon. A Vishnu weapon is meant to destroy Sankachuda. So Sankachuda knew, and this is Lord Vishnu weapon. So he got down from his, he dropped his weapon, got down from upper obeisances to the weapon, and the weapon returned back to Lord Vishnu. That is the potency of obeisances. We are doing this every day. We don't know how to. We are doing whimsically, and also we don't even have respect what obeisance is meant for. We have lost the vision, the real meaning of obeisances. It is not a material thing. It is very, very powerful. We are not offering obeisances to pure devotees for their purification. It is for our own purification. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the elaborate answer and the nice pastimes from the various scriptures. Thank you. Mother Gail.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, thank you very, very much for this elaborate answer, especially to the question of obeisances. one will enthusiastically act if he understands what he's doing and the benefit of what he's doing. And so having knowledge about offering obeisances to the Lord help us to do it and do it well. But I would like to know what should be the, one can mechanically offer obeisances because they say I should offer obeisances. Okay, let me offer obeisances. What should be the proper attitude? What should be the proper mood of one offering obeisances? When we offer obeisances, what should be the proper attitude of offering obeisances to the Lord?
Our process is doing everything as an offering. It's out of devotion, not mechanical. So if we have to do something, why should I do it whimsically? I have to do something, we have to do it nicely. We should be respectful. That is, if you say respectful obeisances, that's what we say, respectful obeisances. That means you should do it with respect, with care. That I'm doing something which is spiritual, it is devotional, it is good for me. It's an opportunity for me to get purified. See, for somebody, I would quickly mention it, that we not offer obeisances to pure devotee for their purification. It is for our own purification. So I'm doing something for myself. Then I should do it properly so I can get a benefit. This should be the mood. It's a chance for me to get purified. Let me do it so I can get maximum purification by giving full attention to it. And I mentioned many times to devotees that if you are offering obeisances, we should, even if your spiritual master is not physically sitting there, we should see him in our mind's eye. Man, like Krishna said, we should see him in our mind's eye sitting. So we are offering obeisances to a person. If you don't do that, it's impersonalism. Personalism means that we identify with the person. So we know someone is sitting and offering my head to. I'm offering my head to a person, not just void. This should be the mood. And then we will get the reciprocation from the person we are offering obeisances, even to ourselves as an equal or whatever. Obeisances is very, very important. And we should do it nicely. It makes us also humble, because this is what we say, humble obeisances. Humble, respectful obeisances. And we should do it humbly. So it will be real, not artificial. It should be real. If we act artificially, we are not going to get the results. If we do it with the disrespect, we're also not going to get results. We don't respect because we know the importance of doing this.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, Govinda, thank you very much for your question. So we go back to Mother Gail. Mother Gail, please kindly unmute.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Do you have
Hare
time? I just wanted to follow up on both of your answers to Govinda Prabhu's questions. Do you have time?
Okay.
Yeah. So, what my understanding is that when we pay obeisances, we're not actually paying obeisances to the person in front of us. It's to Krishna in their heart, because sometimes the question comes up, well, what if you are aware of some unfavorable or even abominable activities that the person has done, and because of that you really don't have respect for the person, so it would be difficult to offer obeisances to the person. So in response to that, an answer I've heard is that, well, we're not paying obeisances to the person, we're paying obeisances to Super Soul in the heart. Or sometimes I've even heard we're paying obeisances out of respect for the position of sannyas, the sannyas position. So I've heard these two things. Not that we're paying obeisances to the person. Can you respond to that?
Yes, with obeisances, without the super soul is sitting in the heart of the person, so offer obeisances. And if you are offering obeisances to a person, a person who has a questionable character, you're not following the religious principles, and it's an abuser, it will be difficult to offer obeisance to that person, even thinking that they are offering to super soul. Normally, the heart will respond to it that why am I offering obeisance to the person who does not want it? The Prophet said an envious person should not be respected. Person who is envious is an ordinary person. He should not be respected. You should not offer him respect. It is difficult in a movement because these days abusers they have chances to consider as which is difficult, should not be done. But the mind will naturally react to it. But in order to maintain a cordial relationship in an environment, yes, you can offer obeisance considering that it is super soul we offer obeisance to. So that will help us, and that also will help us to be humble. It will make us humble if we do it nicely. One devotee told us Papa that I'm not humble, so I don't want to offer obeisance. I don't want to pretend. Papa said, but you have to begin from somewhere. So you should continue to do it pretentiously, and then by doing that, you will develop some piety that will help you to naturally do it with respect. So we can practice doing it, and eventually.
So you're saying that even to a person who has questionable character, we should still do it, but not to the person, but to the super soul in the heart?
Yes. Yes, we can do that. We'll get purification.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, in your response to the question about whether karma begins with the award of human body, my understanding is that, because you were saying that, all of our activities and all species of life are being recorded, right? And then when we get human form, then did I understand properly that at that time we pay even for what we have done in the other species of life? Because my understanding is that in the non-human forms of life, we only burn off the karma that we accumulated in the human form. That karma is not accumulated in the animal species or non-human species. That only happens in the human form. But when the human being falls down to animal species or lower, that is where we burn off karma, but we don't accumulate any karma. So I was just trying to reconcile my understanding with your response.
Yeah, that is correct. If you have an animal body, it is already punishment. That is why they don't have karma. Their evolution is always upward. They don't go down up or sideways. They still going. So it's already karma by that, and that is the way to burn it. So Prabhupada said, if a sannyasi falls down, or if one sits in Vrindavan and misbehaves, one would take animal body. This is punishment for communication. Then the next one, you can take human body and go back to Godhead. So it is punishment. And in other, in a human body, in other bodies not so degraded like the animals, then our karma can function there. In a human form, it will function more because we have the developed intelligence to act properly. So yeah, that is, your understanding is correct.
Okay, but
Human body is a burn of our karma.
Yeah, so, but when you say that our activities are being recorded even in animal species, then what did that mean?
We have other species for like Gandharvas and the Kinnaras and the Kimpusas. That all are recorded. All activities are recorded. Even though they're in the mode of goodness, all activities are recorded. But in human form, we pay very heavily for it. So the accumulator we pay in human form.
But even those who have celestial bodies,
Yes,
even there we are only burning off karma. It's good karma there, but it's still being burnt off, you know, not accumulating anything, even in the celestial bodies, not in celestial bodies, not in, not, lower than human bodies. So, I mean, it's recorded. So then if what is the purpose? If they're not going to incur karma in those non-human bodies, what is the purpose of recording those activities?
They will still pay. They will still pay, even though they are in that body. They will still pay. If they are free, they will not fall down to human species of life. Karma is still there.
Karma is still there for which people?
Those who have celestial body, they still pay karma. Those who have body,
while you are in heavenly planets, right? Aren't you simply burning off good karma, and then when that good karma is exhausted, then you fall back down to the earthly realm?
Yes, they have to come back here. They don't go back up, they will come down here.
So that is the karma you're referring to, the fact that,
Yes.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Before we go, Kuchapu, you have a question?
Yes, just short question. Maharaj, is on the example you gave about the wealthy man whose son was misbehaving and he told him to kill the guy. So this man, does he have the right to give such instruction? And what karmic reaction will he have in his own next life? Because we know the story in the Bible about John the Baptist, who gave an order for the worshippers of Baal and Asherah to be executed. And the Bible says he came as John the Baptist. And the lady asked the father if she need the head of John the Baptist because he only gave instruction in the previous life to kill those who worship Baal and Asherah. So this man telling people to kill the son because he was a thief, is he free from the karma because his son is sacrificed?
It's his son, so he has the right to correct.
So he won't have any karmic reaction for himself?
No, he did the right thing. According to the scripture, the thief should be killed.
But he's not a king.
He's his son. He has the right. He's his son. He's the father.
Okay, in that explanation, I understand it. We see I will be direct on this one, in Africa, we believe in this, some people that do money rituals with their family members. They have the right to do it because they are also their children and their wives.
That is wrong. That is demonic. That is demonic. That is not authorized in the scripture. It is demonic. Say they would suffer for that. But this one, the father did not do that to all his children. This one is a thief. So it is wrong. But somebody is using someone else in the money ritual. That is really demonic. They suffer seriously.
Yeah. But me, I was thinking, as the father of the child, he should try to change his son. It's also his karma that the child took birth in his family to punish him for his own sinful reactions.
When the King Veda didn't change, Maharaj Anga left the city and the sages killed him. They didn't spare him, they killed him. That's in the Bhagavatam.
Yeah. But yes, I understand that, but these are the sages, they have the mantra. But this one is a kami.
Yeah, he did on his level. He did on his level.
Yeah.
So he's justified.
All right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, SRIMAD Bhagavatam ki jai.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maharaj. We thank you very much for giving us your time. Before Maharaj goes, I want to use this opportunity to announce to all of the devotees here. Our Bhagavatam class for tomorrow will be GMT 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Nigerian time, 8 o'clock Ghana time, and all other times we will see it in the poster that will be posted. His Holiness Kafachenda Swami Maharaj will be giving class. Because of his location, the class will be held in the morning, the time we normally have our class in the beginning, the 9 o'clock Nigeria, 8 o'clock GMT. So we adjust time accordingly to everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for giving us the time. At this junction, I'll request all of the devotees to please kindly unmute themselves. Let us loudly chant a powerful Hare Krishna mantra to appreciate Maharaj for his time and his share of wisdom.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare.
So thank you all the devotees for being here.